Alright, so I finally have the prerequisites met for Bo-Katan. It's been a while, especially on those last two, IG and Paz Vizsla, but we're finally there. I do have a recording that I'll pop in right here. It's just of me finally getting IG and Grogu up to Relic 7, so there's no commentary. I couldn't talk where I was, so it's just a recording, so I'm going to slide it in right here, and then we'll just pick up from where that leaves off. Alright, I know that little no commentary bit was a tad boring, but I do like to showcase, like, my victory and, ooh, ready to go. So, there it was. Unfortunately, it happened at a time where I could not talk, and, I guess I could have waited to do the promotion, but I had all those materials ready to go, and I was like, I just want to do this, so it is what it is. Anyhow, one thing that's not very exciting is I hear that this event is actually kind of hard. Which is annoying, because you need to have your characters at Relic 7 to begin with, and it's just like, come on, CG, you can't just, like, give it to us after that. We do all this work to get characters to Relic 7, and then you gotta go and make your event hard. Like, I could see if the requirements were Gear 12 or Relic 3 or something and it was hard. Fine, you have a lot of room to grow. You could bring your team to Relic 7 or whatever and maybe have easier time. But when you're already at Relic 7, that's pretty high. You don't have much more room to grow, so it's like, come on, CG. Ugh, what's even worse, at least for me, is I don't use these characters all the time. I don't know their kits. I don't know how they work. The only one I know is Mand'alor and Beskar Armor. The other three, I don't use them. Actually, Caloran, I do use him all the time, too. But still, the two in the middle, I don't use them. I just worked on them just for the purpose of this event. So I have no idea what their kits are like. So it's like, I don't even know the best strategies. So anyhow, what might have to happen is I might have to cheat here and there and just, like, watch a video of someone else who's unlocked this just so I can understand what to do. Hopefully not. We'll see. So let's just get into it and see how this goes. Begin journey. Yes, I have begun it for her. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is a Kelleran Beck tier. Hopefully this is easy enough. Kelleran Beck, I understand. So, okay. Something about Grogu. What is this? Grogu's not attainable. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what? Am I fighting Grogu? It doesn't seem like I have him on my team. Why would I be fighting Grogu? That don't make sense. Okay, here's Kelleran being all suspicious. He finds Grogu. Everything's gonna be alright, kid. Actually, he's the voice actor that does Jar Jar. Everything's gonna be... Misa Jar Jar Binks! Everything's gonna be alright, kid! Okay, so far it's just counterattacks, so that's, pretty fun. There we go. Alright, so, this actually makes a weird situation, because this attack's usually pretty solid. It's a AoE, not AOT, a mass assist attack. In this case, I don't have mass assist. It's just me. Maybe Grogu can join in as well. I don't even know. He's probably just there. And I'm supposed to, like, defend him or something, so... I don't really know what that move's gonna do. I think it might also offer a minor heal. So, whenever the F I get an actual turn, okay. Whew, good, he's had some kind of save himself move there. I didn't want to even use that. I'm healthy again after saving myself. Oh well. This could be also part of the thing when they say the event's hard. Because maybe there's a specific order I'm supposed to be going after these idiots. I don't know. I think these are all kind of like... random 501st, you know what I mean? It's not like the usual, it's not like it's Rex and stuff. Alright, can we kill this one? Nice. Oh, we didn't get any kind of heal or anything, though. Alright, so that was a load of horse manure. Grogu can't gain turn meter or be damaged, debuffed, or defeated. Grogu is not attainable, blah, blah, blah. The 501st veteran will sacrifice everything to protect his team. Removing him from the field will be crucial to your success. Be cautious of the 501st Captain's high damage potential. The dark side clouds everything, and all Jedi will lose foresight when clone troopers use their abilities. Okay, that's annoying. So, I gotta go after 501st Veteran, and then the Captain, I guess. That would be my order. So we're gonna find out who those are, and then fuck them up. Oh, good. I don't have to watch the dumb video of him finding him. That's cool. All right. Yep, cool. Don't care. Okay, so you're a veteran. I already did do that. I targeted you. Great. Who else? I'm trying to see who everybody is. I can't even see who everybody is. Oh my god, that's annoying. All right. Do physical damage to target enemy. All allies get an offense up for 2 turns. Call. Yeah, I don't have anybody here. What does this basic do? Anything special? And grant foresight to a random ally who doesn't already have it. Well, from what we learned, foresight doesn't even matter in this case. I guess this is a big move, right? So let's just do it. Boop. Really wasn't that big. Okay. Takes all these extra turns, but doesn't even really yield much. It's kind of just pointless. Kind of like this taunting's a bit annoying. Ugh. Is he the only veteran? I hope he's the only veteran. I don't know. Everybody kind of looks the same, though. Jeez. Alright. How? I can't even take out... Ugh. Alright, so after watching a couple of different videos on Tier 1, I watched one from Scribe Gaming and then one from Arnold. There's a couple things that I picked up on. The first one they said is to have high protection. Arnold's Kelleran had like 144,000 protection. And I hear you also want to aim to have speed at like 170 or higher. So I'm in a weird spot because my Kelleran, his protection, not quite there. It's basically the same as his elf. 84,000. So in comparison to 140, I'm 60,000 short. So that could be a huge problem. However, my speed is right on point, 227. If I need to be 170, you know, I'm doing what, 57 over that? So it's kind of a weird spot. What am I supposed to do? On one hand, I would remod for the purpose of protection, but then I'm like, but then what's that going to do to my speed? And I don't know what's more important. Probably protection. The more protection he has, then it helps with, like, his damage output. Like, isn't it directly affected on this? No, is it this one? One of these said something like that. Yeah. Dispel all buffs on all allies, deal physical damage to target enemy, and deal additional true damage equal to 20% of his max protection. So, obviously, the more protection he has, the more he's going to hit harder on that 20%. You know, 20% of 84,000 is, what, 16,000? Where 20% on 144,000 is 28,000 damage. So, you know, it's basically double. No, more than double. What did I say? I have 84, 816. Another one's 22. Yeah, okay, so it's not double. It's like 50% more, but still. More damage is more damage. Also, more protection is more survivability. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to dick around off camera and just see what happens. Maybe eventually RNG will play towards my favorability and we'll get this. I know as far as Scribe is concerned, his Kelleran was Relic 9, which is the irony of how I started this, saying that's, you know, when you have to be high Relic just to enter an event as it is, it shouldn't be impossible because you don't have much room to grow, but his was Relic 9, although he does say in the very beginning, like right away, it doesn't need to be Relic 9, mine just is. I didn't pay attention to what Arnold's were. I mean, Arnold is also a Kraken, so I'm sure his were Relic 9 for no reason as well, just for, like, testing purposes when Kelleran came out. But, I don't know. Anyways, I guess I'm just going to try this tier of 74 million times, and eventually maybe RNG will work in my favor, so, yeah. Okay, so I was able to complete this tier off camera. Unfortunately, I do want to try to do this stuff with you on camera, but given where I was at and everything, I didn't really have the opportunity to be recording, and I wasn't going to cancel the victory just in case, because unfortunately, this tier is very highly RNG related. It's all over the place how this goes for me. Sometimes it goes kind of pretty well, like I'll get down to like 2 enemies left and then they win. Other times it's 4 or even 5 on 1 when they defeat me, so it's very RNG-ish. Anyways, the basic strategy that I had was, first off, you're going to want to take out Fives over here. 501st Veteran. It's Fives, okay? They just give him a weird name in this event. I personally like to try to use that second special as my first attack because that move hits pretty hard because, as you see, it says deal physical damage to target enemy and to deal an additional true damage. It's only equal to 20% of Caloran max protection, but it's still extra damage. Then what I like to do is his second special, his first special, I mean, because this gives you offense up and all this other nonsense. So, unfortunately, it does have a high chance of getting dispelled, but while I have it, it's offense up. And he does do a lot of counterattacks, so I'm like, offense up with counterattacks ain't bad. Like, see, I already lost it now, so it wasn't long-lived, but anyhow, then the next one you want to go after is the one he's going after right now, a guy in the middle, because that is Rex, and we all know that Rex has his aerial ace, whatever the heck it's called, the insta-kill move, so you really want to try to avoid that hitting you. And so, yeah, I don't know if this is going to happen, but like I said, it's something to try out. That was really good there. So it looks like I'm going to lose again, unfortunately, but that's fine, I guess. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened, how I did this, and just kind of, you know, have some video. So anyways, another thing I did to try to enhance my odds of victory was I got him to Relic 8. I felt like that was a little bit much. I don't think you need to get him to Relic 8, but I figured it can't hurt. Obviously, the more power I can add to him, more mastery, more all of that nonsense, it can't hurt. So I got him to Relic 8. Probably, like I said, probably not necessary. The Relic 7 probably will be fine. Because another thing that I did, which I never do, but I actually remodded Caloran back. It's something that I never do just because I don't feel like doing remods. I do mods the first time around and call it a day. I don't feel like remodding my characters and such, but I really didn't see a path to victory without doing so. I figured a remod would be critical because, again, you see how his second special does 20% extra true damage of his full max protection. So I'm like, the more protection he has, the harder that move is gonna hit. So I figured I might as well remod him for like as much protection as I can do. I actually went for 3 things. So I did his primary mod set was health, because I figured once he gets the protection all off of him, he needs health to remain survivable, you know what I mean? Otherwise these guys are gonna get me. And then what I did was I gave him, obviously, protection as his primary, and then I looked for health and speed as his secondaries. I didn't really need speed per se, because I don't think speed matters in this tier. But again, I just figured it's a positive stat. Speed can't hurt. Additionally, I wanted to have the offense because I'm like, well, the more offense he has, the harder he's going to hit. So now when I'm adding that extra protection for that extra 20% true damage plus extra offense, it's just creating so much more damage. So yeah, first remod in my entire life that I ever did for a stupid event, but it worked. We're here now, we're on phase 2, and you actually got to see the win on phase 1, so that's good. Anyways, carrying on, this tier is Paz Vizsla. I haven't heard anything bad about Paz Vizsla's tier, so that's good. I say I haven't heard because I haven't specifically watched any videos about this event. I'm going into this blind. I always like to go into the events blind because this is my first time experiencing it, so I want to be able to experience it for the first time. I don't want to just, like, regurgitate what someone else already did. Oh, yeah, use this strategy that I learned from so-and-so. No, I want it to be me figuring it out, you know? So, anyways, and I want to experience it for the first time. I don't put in all that work to get my guys to Relic 7 and all this just to, like, oh yeah, I already know what this is all about. So, anyways, regardless, I haven't heard anything about this tier. It was tier 1 and I think tier 3 that I hear are the biggest pains in the dick. If the tier that I'm thinking, that if it's tier 3, is the one that's Grogu and somebody. I think it's Beskar Armor Mando. I hear that tier is such a pain, so I'll definitely be doing a lot off camera. But anyways, as far as this one, never heard anything, so it might not be too bad. The only issue I have with this is I've never used Paz Vizsla. You know, I worked on him, got him to Relic 7, and then that's it. He's just been kind of hanging out, waiting for this event. So I don't really know his kit that well, so I don't really know what to do here. So we'll see. Let's just get into it and see how this goes. Paz Vizsla. Okay, 4.5 hours of loading. There we go. Any storyline at all? Or is it just getting into it? Wow, it just gets into it, okay. Holy crap, I'm already almost dead. Well, good thing he survived, but like... What does this do? Deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict burning for 2 turns. Okay, well, okay. That doesn't seem too bad. What did that bottom say? Pazwizard has 30% more damage for each stack of... I wasn't done reading that. Overheat that he has. Okay, and what do I have for overheat? This. So I have 20 stacks, so according to this, he will do 30% more damage for each stack. So, what are you looking at? 600% more damage? Well, let's see what this does. Okay, wasn't... What the... What? I just did a big move and then died? Okay. Let me... Alright. The weaponry pirates will stealth frequency. Defeat them quickly when the opportunity arises. The Nikto Bruisers and Nikto Thugs will heal and assist each other, so thinning out their ranks will ease the battle. Okay, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? I mean, they just, like, completely destroyed me. They wrecked me on the first try, and then I got a turn and then died. Like, what? Here we go again, same thing. They're gonna kill me, and then I come back. Okay, what does this do then? I mean, let's just do this, because I don't know, I don't feel like just dying. What is happening? Am I doing something wrong? Why am I just dying? Am I not supposed to use specials? Man, I heard nothing about this tier, and like, this tier is quite a pain. What am I supposed to do? Is my recovery that I get, like, not a real recovery, you know what I mean? Is it like a final stand type thing? Is that why I die instantly? So basically, I'm bound to die right now, right? No matter what I do, I'm gonna die? Jeez, so what are you telling me? I gotta remod him now, too? Oh my god, this event sucks. Alright, I finally got this. That was a lot of trials off camera that I did. So, let me just pop in here. Hopefully we can do this again, just for the purpose of, Oh, why wouldn't it let me? Let me redo the other one. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. Can't redo it. They let me redo Kelleran's. Why can't I redo this? Well, that's disappointing. Okay, well, anyways, it won't let me do it, but I can show you what he's all about. So I had to rework this guy plenty of times. First off, I reworked him on his mods. I reworked his mods probably 8 times, maybe a little bit more. I tried so many different combinations. I just tried making his his health super high, his protection super high. I tried making his offense as high as I could. I tried weird combinations with like high potency, high tenacity, high health. I tried high defense. I tried a whole bunch of nonsense, and basically what I ended up settling on was, as you can see, health mods to try to maximize his health, and I tried to maximize his speed as best as I could. Now, for me, I don't take mods from other characters. If they're already on an established character, that's where the mod is staying. So these were just free mods that I had floating around, but it was able to allow me to get that victory. So in the end, what I have him at is, here's his health and protection. He's got 130,514 health, pretty solid. Protection, not as juicy, but I guess that doesn't really matter. I got his speed at 265. That doesn't seem as fast as you would think, because there was one round where I had his speed at like 255, I think, somewhere around there, like only 10 less than this, and I could never get a turn in. The only turn I got was like that bonus turn after you get killed and then revive. But yeah, 265 seemed to have done the trick. Granted, it's not like I was flying along, you know what I mean? They still took a few turns, but at least I was able to get a shot in as well, and obviously it was enough to help me secure a victory. Crit damage is basic, it's only 150. Potency and tenacity, I don't know if these really matter, but they're both kind of high. Potency's almost 100, tenacity's 3/4. Damage output, I don't feel like is that great. As you can tell, the mod's not adding much either. It's only adding 477, so it's basically his stock damage output. Armor, basically his stock as well. As you can see, I'm only adding 5.6%. And then his special damage is very lackluster. So that's one thing that I would suggest that you try to work on is, if you can, obviously have high speed, and I would say high health, but if you can also focus on his offense as well, that might play some value, because, you know, he's all about trying to get crits and stuff. Why wouldn't it let me do this? He's all about getting those crits and what have you. And, well, not crits, but I guess just the damage. It's all about getting damage. And I guess if he can score a crit, that only helps. So obviously the higher his offense is, the higher his damage is going to be. And that's kind of what you want. So, I mean, I got through this with what I have. So it's not really a requirement, but it could help. I mean, this did feel like it was dragging on. There was a couple times I thought I might have died. And I thought if I was able to put out more damage, they would be dead now instead of me almost. So that's my only recommendation. So I guess now we're on to this tier, which from what I understand, this tier is quite a B word. I mean, geez, the other two tiers I've been having struggles with, and those are the ones that most people have no issue with, and now it's like, great. This is the one everyone struggles with. What am I going to deal with? You know, it'd be kind of funny, though, as if ironically I get through it like on the first try, and it'd be like, oh, that's weird. I highly doubt it. But anyways, what do these strategy tips say? At least it says IG-12 and Grogu or the Mandalorian, Beskar armor, being defeated will result in immediate loss. Okay. So basically, either one, you have two characters. Either one dies, it's done. That's cool. The granted ability, Lower the Gate R5, allows all allies to fully recover their health and protection, gain 100% turn meter, and reset their cooldowns. Okay, that's good. However, using Lower the Gate or R5, before the Mandalorian, Beskar armor, completes his 5th turn while fighting against Imperial Armored Commando, Wave 1 and Wave 3, will increase the max health, max protection, and offense by 40% per remaining turn for the Imperial Armored Commando, Wave 2 and Wave 4 respectively. What? What does that mean? They just put a whole bunch of words there and didn't really like to think to make it make sense. They're just like, yeah, figure it out what we're trying to say. However, using that ability before Mando completes his 5th turn while fighting Imperial Armored Commando, Wave 1 and Wave 3 will increase this in offense. Wow, okay, I don't know what any of that means, but sure. Well, let's just give it a try. I'm sure we are going to do terribly, but let's just see what it's all about. Why can't I do this? Okay, so it's this one's not working either. What is going on? Hold on, give me a minute. Let me figure out what the heck's happening. Alright, I just disconnected from Wi-Fi and rebooted the game, and it seems to be working, so we can actually try this one out again. Hopefully I have success, that would be nice, otherwise, ugh. Alright, so let's see how this goes. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, this is kind of how it went last time so far. Then what I like to do, and it seems to work well, is just open with his 2nd special, because then you're getting burning and all that on everybody, and it just seems to be such a solid move. Another thing that's pretty solid is he has a lot of counterattacks, so that helps out a little bit. Blast this down. I think, yeah, it gives you a little bit of a heal. It's not juicy. And then one thing is, I always, every time I'm like, I wish I could do that move, but there's still a cooldown of 1. So now I have to use basic. This makes me a little nervous. See, we're getting close, but then I think this gets you a nice heal. Yeah, that's a great heal. So, like, I keep getting low. That's what I'm saying. If I had higher offense, maybe these moves would be putting a little more damage out, and this would matter more. Like, so far, I still haven't taken anyone out, so it's like, ugh. There we go. There's one. Nice. Let's get this going. Nice. Let's get some counters on the ones that are almost dead. Over there. No, right next to him. Right next. Come on, this guy. No, not this. Okay. Oh, what the heck? This guy's almost dead and we couldn't take him out? There you go. Bye, brother. I hate that all these other guys are fully healed, though. Come on, nice heal. There you go. Good job, Paz. Keep yourself feeling good. I have no idea how that heals you up, and if this was real life, like how does you starting an Inferno heal you up? But whatever, I guess you're a pyromaniac and this stuff gets you off. You know what? I don't think I realized this last time, but the less of them that there are, the more turns that we get to take, obviously, because there's less enemies, and this is actually just helping me mow them down. Yeah, so this just helps mow them down because now I'm staying healthy, and there's only 2 of them to hurt me. That leader guy, if you've noticed, I keep trying to, like, ignore the one that was in the center, because he seems to be a pain in the dick to take out. I don't know why. It's like he's got super ridiculously high defense or something, so I just save him for last. Like, F you, I ain't dealing with your nonsense. But yeah, so that worked out extremely well. That was nice. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, because this tier is kind of RNG-ish as well, so I thought we'd probably lose, but we pulled through, so that's nice. Alright, now we can see what this is all about. I'm sure I'm not adequate enough at all. It's going to require tons of reworks and all this, but let's just try it out. Okay, so we got these 2. Mando, R5, I need you to deactivate the barrier shields one at a time. I forgot he talks kind of low. I need you to deactivate the armor shields one at a time. Oh, so this is like a weird stage thing like this. Okay, I haven't actually watched any videos on this yet. I've just heard about how this is a pain in the dick, so I didn't know what this is really like. In a way, I guess this is good that it's just stages. You only have 2 enemies at a time, so that's kind of good. I wish they'd stop going after him. They're going to kill him soon. What's he doing over there? What do we have? Only 8 stacks. Come on. That's not going to do anything. I need to be at 20. Doesn't this offer some kind of heals? The weakest alien target. Recover health. Yeah, what does this one do? Okay, well, I need to heal up, so we're just going to do that. We almost got one of these dickheads out. Come on. Bye. Good. 1 down, I guess. 1 to go. Oh, a stun. Sweet. Oh, I didn't know that this move could stun. That's good. Yeah, just keep going. Chip him away. Chip him away. Oh, yeah, this offers a heal too, doesn't it? Let's just do this. Oh, I don't need another heal. Let's avoid that for now. Okay, counterattack. Can't. I don't know. I was gonna say can't hurt. That don't make sense. Is this the R5 thing? Lowers the next gate, allowing wave 2 or wave 4 enemies to join the fight. All allies gain 100% turn meter. Oh, well, I don't want to do that yet. Let me take these mother effers out first. You know? I don't want to add more enemies. Ooh, it just automatically happens. Okay, stun. Come on, let's get a stun. Bop. Nice. Yeah, just keep going. Whittle him down. Take him out. Let's go. Kill him. No? Okay. Well, hey, calm down. Let's get this heal going. Keep us juicy. We can't die. Otherwise, then it's game over. We're not hurt enough for that heal yet. I wish he'd get his whistling birds thing going. Jeez. It's like he does it once and he's like, nah, I'm good. That damage immunity was nice. I wish that lasted a little longer. Alright. Boop, boop. Hey, stop. Whoa, hey, stop it. Stop. No! Ugh! Dang it! We were doing so good, too, and then what the hell happened right there? They just went to town getting crazy. Ugh! Yeah, so, anyways. Obviously, I'm not going to do all this on camera. That's going to be boring, so I just want to see what this was like, and I'll work on getting through this off camera like I do, and then maybe we can check it out together, like I've kind of been doing on these last tiers. Oh, my God! I finally got this mother effing tier done. Let me put this into context, how long this event has been taking. So, today, I finally did this on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, at about 5:15 p.m., okay? I started this whole event on Friday, October 17th. So it's been a mother effing month so far of me trying to do this event, and I still have a tier left. Now, this tier specifically, I have been working on since November 7th. So it has been, what, 11 days that it took for me to finally get this done? And mind you, over those 11 days, I have been going on this every single day, spending half hour, a full hour. There was one day I was watching a movie, a normal length, hour and a half movie, doing this event the whole time while watching the movie. 11 days. There was one period where I was just going to end the video and just make a video saying, screw this, I can't do it, I'm not wasting any more time, because I don't care about Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan is such a random character, relatively speaking, you know what I mean? Like, for her event to be this hard, and just be like a meh character, like, this is uncalled for. She's really only something from Mandalorian show. You know what I mean? If you just watch the mainline movies and stuff, you don't even know who she is. And they make this event this difficult. Jar Jar's event sucks, but you know what? At least Jar Jar is iconic. Gas's event I hated, but you know what? At least Gas is iconic. Bo-Katan? A casual Star Wars fan is not going to know who Bo-Katan is. For her event to be this ridiculous and taking a month to do is just so uncalled for. Man, man, this tier absolutely sucked. And in part, it is extremely RNG based. There was so many times where tier 1, I'd go in, start the battle, and the enemies would just come and absolutely obliterate me. I didn't even get a chance to do a single move, and I was dead already. And it was like, okay, that was fun. There was other times where I could get through tier 1 just fine, and then tier 2, they'd destroy me. As soon as I opened the gate, destroyed. You know? And as far as making it all the way down to tier 4, that literally happened 3 times. It happened twice before. One of them was actually near the beginning. When I first started doing this event, I thought I was going to be able to do it. I got to tier 4, oh, it didn't happen. Oh, well, I'll just try again. Yeah, that was like day 2 of this 11-day journey when that happened. You know, little did I know then what this was going to turn into. And then it happened today twice. I got to tier 4 once, and then I got killed, and I was like, great. Last time I made it to tier 4 and died, it took me like 10 days before I reached it again. So I was like, this should be cool. And then luckily, like 2-3 battles later, I got to tier 4 and actually won. So, this has not been fun though. Holy crap. And like, I'm only doing this for my guild. I don't care about Bo-Katan. I don't care about the requirements for Bo-Katan either. I'm doing this strictly because my guild wants us to do this for the Rise of the Empire of territory battle. But anyways, even though this is an extremely RNG-based event, let me just try to tell you what my strategy insights were. Just to give you a fighting chance. So to start, I remodded IG-12 and Grogu. I went for health. I don't remember what his mods were before, but I went for a health primary with as much protection on the secondary as I could, and other things like that. Like you see, this one is protection, defense, protection, health, and health. You know, I think I said that wrong. I said on the primary. I meant primary, like the mod itself is a health mod, and then the secondary is actually the primary. You know, the health right here is 16%. I guess that's the primary. The only one that's out of lines is this one, offense, which is kind of pointless. IG doesn't really do damage, so having an offense boost is kind of like putting an offense boost on like Hermit Yoda or something. It's not going to do anything, but whatever. I didn't have anything else, so I just based it on his secondaries, and I was like, well, he's got speed in there, so whatever. As far as the secondaries, what I tried to go for was obviously speed. Anything that had speed, I tried to slap on him. And I looked for more protection, health, and then tenacity and potency. I just figured tenacity and potency, obviously if he's tenacious, he's not going to be taking any debuffs, or he can better resist debuffs, I should say. And then if he's potent, any debuffs that he could lay down, he has a better chance of laying down. So that's obviously another good thing as well. So overall, these are my stats. 149,223 health. Not bad. Protection, 85.5. Not great, but kind of not bad either. Speed, pretty slow. I never went first, but I guess it is what it is. I ended up winning, so. Potency, almost perfect, almost 100. Tenacity, not quite as much as I'd like, but I guess it panned out. Offense doesn't really matter here. Neither does special offense. So, yeah, that's what happened with IG and Grogu. And then, as far as Mando, well, there was a lot that went on with Mando. First off, I got him to Relic 8 today. I didn't really want to. I prefer to get this event done at Relic 7, like the requirements are, but it wasn't happening. Like I said, this took 11 days. And so I was just like, alright, I've had enough of this. So I figured I'm going to try to see what'll happen. On one hand, though, at least I'll say there is a couple of good things about getting him the Relic 8. You know, it's more characters for the Rise of the Empire territory battle. So, like, once you get into the deeper tiers, you need Relic 8 and Relic 9 characters. So, you know, this gives me another character at least. B is his ship, Razor Crest. You know, this is part of my active lineup. I'm using Executor, so I'm like, well, this is a positive to have the ship a little beefier as well. And then also, he is pretty decent. I use him a lot of times under a Maul lead. And when I use Disciplined Setup, he usually can get 20 stacks of Whistling Birds, which hits pretty hard. So getting him at Relic 8 only means he's going to hit even harder. So there is some positives. It's just a pain in the dick to waste Relic 8 on something like this. I'd rather do it to a GL or a character that's required for a GL or something. You know, not just random, like, oh, Mando Beskar armor, duh. But anyways, I did that, and then his mods, I remodded him. I don't remember what his mods used to be, but obviously I went after offense, as you can tell. Offense for the set itself, plus offense where I could. And I went for, just like with IG, I tried to get him some health. I figured the more health he has, the better, because those enemies like to attack you a lot, so obviously the more health you have, the better chance you have at actually surviving. And then I just tried to beef up his mods like nobody's business. As you can tell, they're almost all 6-dot gold. Those 3 are still purple, but that's a stage under gold, so they're almost all there. I just wanted to maximize everything I could as much as I could. So in the end, his stats are looking like this. He's only got 91,000 health and 61,000 protection. Really not that good. Basically, his health and protection combined is almost the same as what IG has for just health, so that's not that good. Speed, he's even slower than IG, but his crit damage is a little high, and his tenacity is very high, which is solid. His potency sucks, but then here's where it really matters. His damage output is super high, and his crit chance is actually pretty good, too. So I'm thinking that's maybe where we got helped out. Even this, his special offense is not bad either. 8,500 output, that's not bad. So yeah, that's kind of how they're looking. Now as far as like general strategy, I'll try to play this again just so then there's something to watch while I'm doing this. I highly doubt I'll win, because it took me a month just to do this, or 10 days, not a month. But basically what you want to try to do is keep your guys as healthy as possible. You know, you have Mando with his special that gives damage immunity and all that, so try to lay that down when you can. And B, you have IG who can heal, so heal when you can. I mean, obviously if you have full health then there's no point, but even if you're missing 10% health, just heal up, because these idiots like to attack you a lot. And that 10% health could make a big difference. It could be the difference between surviving and dying. So that's one thing. Just heal, heal, heal. Stay as healthy as you can. B, try to stay away from using Mando's basic. I know sometimes you have no choice, because that's like the only option you're given. So you have to use the basic. But if you can stay away from it, do so, because the enemies will counterattack. Now, if you have a situation where it's like one enemy, it's not so bad, because, you know, it's just one enemy. He's not going to hit as much, or, like, look, you do this, and then he's going to counterattack, but it's just one guy. But when there's 2 of them, they're both counterattacking, so that's a lot of hits that you're taking, which can be scary. So you don't want to deal with that. Now, as far as another thing is, the stage 1 and stage 3 have it so that when you take the shield down, Mando has a granted ability where you restore all health and protection and all that. So it's right here. I'm going to do it now. Basically what you want to do is you want to wait until this character's almost dead enough that you know you can handle in the next round. Then do this, boom, them 2 run out. You don't want to do it beforehand, because otherwise then you have 4 enemies to deal with, and that's too impossible. But see, when you open that gate, you get full health and protection and recovery, and all your moves go on a cooldown, or cooldown is 0. So now we have all the moves available. So what we're going to want to use is the second special, which is a stun. Obviously it says choose an ally, there's one option. And then when you do that move, majority of the time, Mando will take 3 hits. He only took 1 hit there because the enemy died, but if need be, he'll take 3 hits, which can be pretty solid and make a big difference. Obviously now we're going to want to use the protection move that he has, because see, they're just going to go crazy and attack us. So with damage immunity, that doesn't matter. We'll use basic because there's no need to heal. We have full health and protection. Unfortunately now, here's what I'm talking about. I have to use the basic, and look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits, like 7, 8, 9. Look how many times they're going. That's very unattractive. So that's why I said, if you can, just stay away from the dang basic, because it's more of a pain than it's worth. What else could I try to suggest? Whistling Birds is complicated because I do like to use it. It can be a very solid move, but the problem is A, Whistling Birds never seems to stack up quite enough, and B, obviously while Whistling Birds is active, Mando's not really helping or anything. He's just standing there, so that can be dangerous too. Like, if you have a move that he might assist IG-12 and Grogu, it's not going to happen, which isn't very attractive. Like his stun move, we just had that, but I chose not to use it because I thought I chose Whistling Birds. I don't know, I guess I didn't because I'm talking about it, so I got confused. But yeah, he isn't there to help, so it's almost pointless at that point, you know? Okay, things are getting rough. Hopefully we get a heal soon. That's not good. We just attacked. Oh, and of course he has no heal. That's something I don't understand either. A lot of times their cooldowns will be like, I don't know how to explain it, on a cooldown. Like, the moves aren't available. And I don't quite understand why. I don't know what's reducing our cooldowns, but I don't like it. Come on. Jeez, I don't know what to do here. See, this makes a tough situation because there's a couple options you can take here. We're getting close to being able to defeat this guy, so on one hand, I almost want to just take him out and use the basic, but then at the same time, if we take him out, the shields are going to come down, and we're going to want Grogu for the damage immunity. And if we don't use that now, then we most likely are not going to get it next round. So it's just like, what do you do? I don't know. I guess we'll just choose the damage immunity because, you know, damage immunity is damage immunity, and hope for the best. Don't think this is going to work out well. Yeah, we just lost our damage immunity, so that might not have been the right choice. But here's something solid. At least we have this move available to do a stun, which already faded, but we can do some good damage here. 3 hits. They're going to probably take 1,000,000. Oh, they didn't. Okay, whew. Here's where they're going to take 1,000,000 hits, and we're probably going to die now, which sucks. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, dead. Ugh, so this is what I'm saying. It's very difficult to know how to time your moves. Like I'm saying, I guess when I chose the damage immunity, I probably should have chose the basic. I don't know. There's so much little minutia style strategy and RNG going on. It's too much. But anyways, final tier. Let's see if we can unlock this broad. We have them two again, but it says we also get Bo-Katan loaned to us, so I don't know how this is going to go. I do watch videos when I get stuck to try to get some strategy insights, but I only watch the videos up to the tiers that I've done. So I have never watched a video on this tier yet, so I know nothing about this. I'm going into a blind. We'll see how it is. One thing I can say is all the videos I have seen, the clip that remains for this is pretty short, so I'm assuming it's hopefully kind of easy. We'll see, though. This is nice to at least have a leader ability this time, too. That helps. Technically, Mando has a leader ability, but with IG-12 and Grogu, it doesn't really activate, right? So, I don't know. Anyways, I should have read the strategy insights. Bo-Katan cries. What's it gonna be this time? That is not what that guy sounds like. Surrender or fight. That's not what he sounds like. Is he by himself, or do we have enemies? I hope we don't have enemies. Like, does he call anyone, or is he just like, what's up? Just fight me. Okay, wow, this is crazy. I don't like this. Okay, what are these moves? Darksaber Flourish, deal physical damage to an enemy and inflict armor shred until the end of battle. Okay, that's solid enough right there. Deal physical, dispel all debuffs from all light side members. Do we have debuffs? We don't have debuffs, but call them all to assist twice. Yeah, what the heck? And they gain some kind of buff. Alright, hardly did anything, but whatever. Okay, jeez. Oh, not attractive at all. What the fuck? God, I hate this event. Good thing I'm at the last tier. We are almost done. I probably won't be able to do it this time. Oh, but at least this is like the home stretch. Just gotta get through this crap and then we're done. F you, I don't care. We already saw you say this dumb stuff. That was weird. Alright. Do this. I wish it stunned him. It doesn't, but what are you gonna do? Instead of doing Whistling Birds, jeez. We're gonna try that move again. This time we don't have Whistling Birds going, so at least we can put up more damage. barely. Alright, good. We're going to put this on him because he's struggling over there a little bit. Get that damage immunity. Heal yourself. There you go. Okay, we're not going to do Whistling Birds because that just seems too risky. I guess we'll do this. It's a special... Jeez! Oh my god! Obviously, I'm going to have to cheat and watch a video. What are the dumb strategy tips? Not like their tips are any good at all. You'd think the people that program the game know how to give you good tips, but they don't. They give you trash tips all the time, but... What do they say? Bo-Katan will be loaned. Yeah, cool. Bo-Katan, IG, or Mando being defeated will result... Yeah, we know that. Dark Trooper Moff can only receive true damage unless he is inflicted with Armor Shred. Then any damage type will work. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is immune to ability block whenever he uses a special. He removes Armor Shred, dispels all debuffs from himself, and uses his basic. Okay. So I need to Armor Shred him right away. And then if he uses a special, though, he can dispel it. Like, what's even the point at this point? And then true damage. I don't know who's doing true damage. Come on, brother. Does this do true damage? This doesn't even do any damage. It's just inflict healing on target enemy for 2 turns, blah, 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 and call a random other light side Mand'alor to assist. Whatever. Clearly that's not true damage with his knife because we didn't do anything there. Okay, we gotta do this. Who are we gonna put this on? Everybody's dead now. I guess we're gonna put it... I can't even put it on her. I was gonna put it on Bo-Katan. Looks like I can't. Is this the Armor Shred one? Inflict Armor Shred. Yep. But now he's probably gonna kill us. No? Okay. Well, let's get a heal going, I guess. Okay, cool. So all damage should matter now. So maybe this will help. Now that he has Armor Shred or something. And he clears it off and does his basics. Son of a B word. Okay. I don't know. Is this even gonna do anything? Not really. I need some kind of a heal. IG's gonna die. And there it is. Oh! Oh, I hate this event. Alright, we fucking got it. I just started the recording, but... God, this is RNG as well. It all has to do with Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan is, like... She's a borrowed unit. I don't know what her stats are and how she scales. So it's just like... There's no control at all. And you just have to get lucky. I mean, I never switched my strategy up. I did the same thing that you saw in those videos. It just finally worked. So I don't really have any strategy insights at all. Again, it's just RNG. Finally played in my favor. The only thing I can say is I worked on trying to focus on health. So whenever anybody was slightly unhealthy, if a heal was available, whether it was Mando's heal or IG's heal, I was doing it. Because I was like, you know what? We're not going to die. And it seems to work, because that's exactly what I was doing this last round, like hardcore healing instead of attacking, and we survived. So, God, I gotta say, there's such a sigh of relief that this stupid event is over. This event has sucked for such a mid-character. Bo-Katan, really? Who cares about Bo-Katan? I had to do all that work for Bo-Katan. Like, it sounds like such a joke at how stupid it is. But anyways, finally done. Whew, this is, what has it been? Today is the 19th, so it's been a month and 2 days of this stupid event. And we're finally there. I finally have this broad. Every stage is done. Oh, this is perfect. Anyways, I guess that's all I got. So thanks for checking this out with me, and until next time, I said see ya.